You have been set up for failure your entire life. From a young age, you've been put through a system that is designed to control you and make you feel helpless and unintelligent. If you want to break out of this trap, you need to listen very closely, because what I'm about to tell you goes against everything that you have been taught. Our education system is failing us. Every morning for over a decade, we walked through doors into schools that told us that if we followed the formal educational system, we would become successful and live the life we wanted to live. This couldn't be further from the truth. What you should be asking is, how has society changed since industrialized education was created? Almost in every way possible. The current educational model that we have is outdated. The schooling system has not been updated since the industrial era, an era where we were trained to work in factories and live submissive lifestyles. Our children are being subjected to a slavery-based system that has been proven time and time again to be totally ineffective for most of the human population. Students are being pumped full of information and then they're expected to remember it for the rest of their lives. That is never going to work. Science disagrees with many of the methods that are put in practice today. According to research, if you want to retain information, the worst thing that you can do is study for hours and hours on end with very little breaks. Our brains need to spread out information in order to actually digest it properly. And that's not the only myth still ingrained by the school system. We are taught that in order to memorize things, we need to repeat them over and over again. The entire education system is built upon that concept, but it's entirely wrong. Have you ever tried to do algebra whilst exercising? It's pretty damn hard. Why? Because your brain functions the best when it can breathe. In school, kids aren't allowed to breathe. To study for tests, they are taught to cram information into their heads. And those kids have now developed learning patterns that just aren't compatible with their own brains. The education system acts like it's all your fault for not knowing the answers. Your fault for messing up that form. Your fault for messing up that job application. Your fault for not being an overnight success. But let me tell you this, it is absolutely not your fault. In order for our children to get a good education, they should be actually interested in what they are learning. As humans, we are more prone to remember things that we're interested in. We learned times tables, but not how to multiply wealth. We learned algebra, but not the formulas for how to create a life that we actually love. We memorized spellings, but not how to seek out information and do our own research and actually make informed decisions. Because the power to live a successful life does not come from a chalkboard or a classroom. It comes from within you. There are green schools and alternative schools that are popping up all around the world. Many parents are opting out of the schooling system and have switched to homeschooling. And that's why it's so important for me to tell you this. You have the power to research topics that you are interested in. No matter what age you are or no matter where you are in life, it is never ever too late to start deprogramming yourself and start schooling yourself for the life that you truly desire to live. Hi, I'm Regan Hillyer and thank you so much for watching. I created this video for you because I ran out of a university lecture when I realized that formal education was not going to build the life of my dreams. If I can remove myself from the mold, then you can absolutely do this too. Will you promise me that you won't put your dreams on hold for another day? Will you promise me that you'll maybe start asking some questions around our current education system? Will you promise me that you won't create the same realities for your children that you had to go through? If you're committed to making this change, please share this video and comment below with "I promise." And together, let's start a conversation around some of the solutions which are emerging and are available right now. Together, we can break out of this mold. I love you so much. Thank you for watching.